Yo, what's up, guys? It's Mordecaido, and if you didn't check out the first video called "The MeCanyon Situation is Horrible," go check that out. I'll give a quick rundown for those of you who didn't see it. So, MeCanyon made a video called "I Made a Horror Manga," and in the video, he gives nods to a couple different famous horror manga creators, authors, artists, and he's giving credit where it's due, where he drew his inspiration from, and people are still attempting to criticize him. The summary of the first video is that he was accused of cultural appropriation only because he made a manga and he called it a manga, and it's an argument whether it's a comic or a manga. Anyway, this is where the situation gets worse. Some of these comments are going to be from that video that I mentioned, and then also some of the comments are going to be from his video on his second channel, Papa Meat, called "The Worst Fan Base on the Internet." I saw a comment where there was somebody who was saying that lolicons aren't that bad. Alright, I just found the comment that I was thinking of where he was acting like they aren't that bad, and it was a reply to a different comment, so I'm just going to read the whole thread here. DeMarcus Bow said, "Anime fans are the worst fan base on the internet. Quote, buy my manga, anime fans." Okay, first off, taking it out of context, I'm going to show what these people are accusing him of first, and then I'm going to pull up the clip where he is evidently not claiming that all anime fans are the worst fan base on the internet. He's talking about a portion of anime fans, lolicons, and he calls them pedophiles, which is true. You're a fucking pedophile if you are a lolicon. I'm not sorry, but y'all motherfuckers need to be behind bars. So then the next person, Lewis Carroll, said he made fun of loli fans and calls them pedophile, which they really are. He never said anything about manga, and matter of fact, the stuff he does say about manga has always been in good light. He's a huge fan of Junji Ito, a very famous manga author and artist, which is shown in the video. And these comments are from his video, "I Made a Horror Manga," not from the one on Papa Meat yet. And then someone replies, "Oh, thank you for explain context," to Lewis Carroll. And then Den of Pigs 2575 said, "And so what if they're pedophiles? What difference does that make? Not a single person is being harmed. It is fiction, not real. You're getting mad at make-believe." Can you fucking believe this guy? Like, I don't even care if this is someone trolling. You shouldn't be saying shit like that and putting those ideas out there. Being a pedophile sympathizer? Are you fucking serious? Like, somebody arrest this man. Check his hard drive. Lince Cibriano said, "The lolicon is an integral part of manga culture and the doujinshi scene. Only a gaijin wouldn't understand it, and I don't even like the genre, but I respect it." No, bro, it doesn't make it okay just because it's part of a culture. Oh, pedophilia is part of a type of culture. Shut up, bro. I'm not saying it's part of Japanese culture. I'm not saying that at all. This is fucking ridiculous. Then Den of Pigs replied, "Westoids are the worst thing to happen to anime." So fucking ridiculous. And then someone replied to Lewis Carroll from before that was explaining the context, the true context. Said, "Exactly, if I recall, he was making fun of people who were into lollies and the weird side of the anime community. These weirdos are comparing him to Shadman, which is a terrible comparison. He did go a little too far with the Tom Brady video, but he learned his lesson and hasn't done it since." The Tom Brady video was very extreme and kind of graphic with what it showed, but also, can we talk about what the video is made about? Fucking Tom Brady. That's a whole nother can of worms I'm not getting into, but like, you're criticizing MeCanyon instead of the actual person doing that shit. Like, he made the animation calling attention to some fucked up shit, and yeah, it was a little overboard, but you get my point. They would rather go after the guy who did that, who made that animation, than the one who's doing the weird ass shit with his son. Like, what? What is this, bro? And fucking two pedophile sympathizers, Lince Cibriano and Den of Pigs. So fucking ridiculous. Alright, now here's the clip I've been talking about this whole time, saying that he isn't claiming that it's all of anime and manga fans. So here's the proof for the motherfucking pudding.
Recently, after that, there was a guy named Vosh on the internet that just leaked all of his lolicon art on his stream, and it's been a huge debate and debacle lately. I wanted to do a video on this very subject because even my video recently was kind of about a lolicon himself. And I do think that it's one of the most depraved and disgusting fandoms in all of anime, and really all of media in general. So today, I just want to be fully transparent. We're talking about lolicons. If you don't know what a lolicon is, it's about guys who they like anime girls that are 8 to 10 years old. And
a lot of people have this idiosyncrasy where they feel compelled to go off the deep end. It's a trait that a lot of people have, and it's very strange. Not everybody, but just like what MeCanyon was saying with the worst fan base on the internet, he claimed that, and I'm not even going to say he's claiming it falsely or anything, because he's right. People who are lolicons are pedophiles, and I don't think there's really an argument for that. Oh, she's 10,000 years old. Shut the fuck up and go behind bars where you belong, motherfucker. All right? And there were people commenting, ugh, he dissed all of anime and manga fans. He specified that this was a portion of anime and manga fans, not the entirety. And I don't understand why people have this trait where they go off the deep end and they're like, oh, he's dissing everybody. I'm like, speak for your fucking self, bro. I'm not a lolicon. You might be, but I'm sure as hell not, and many other anime and manga fans aren't. So don't try to lump us in with you, fucking bitch. Like, goddamn. And another clip I have to show, since people are acting like he doesn't enjoy anime or manga himself, you can see all of this fucking shit behind him right here. All this manga. Here's the actual clip where he names the shonen genre and says that he likes it quite a bit.
Oh, I'm quite well versed in the art of anime. You have the shonen genre, which means young boy with action-based plots that typically have eccentric stories with increasing art and powers. You know, like your Dragon Balls and your Demon Slayer. You know what I'm talking about.
I do like those. I'll be honest, I do like those quite a bit.
So this leaves no room for anybody to criticize him saying, oh, you don't even read manga, oh, you don't know enough about manga, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. I mean, there's more genres that he goes into in this video. I'm not going to play anymore because I don't really like taking clips from shit. I only do it to add context. Anyway, I'm going to read some more comments, and these comments are now going to be from this video, the worst fan base on the internet. Prince of Fish said, the worst fan base on the internet is the pedophilia fan base. I guess that makes sense, but I can't see that being a real thing. I'm glad that they're willing to see that it makes sense, but you being incapable of seeing that being a real thing just means that you haven't touched the internet much. Anyone who knows what a lolicon is knows they're a fucking pet. No argument there. Luckily, we got some comments in there that support MeCanyon as well. They're not all negative, but there's way too many lolicons in the comments. Tomokely760 said, I respect you for never mincing words. Most YouTubers wouldn't say, quote, we're talking about pedophilia, quote, straight up. They'd self-censor and use minimizing language, which only really benefits the pedophiles. Gotta call the devil by its name. Now, I'm glad that they say this, but I myself am choosing to cut the words in the audio whenever I say them because I know that YouTube doesn't really like that, and I want this video to get pushed as much as possible because I can't have people be slandering MeCanyon. He's one of my favorite fucking artists, and he's getting slandered over bullshit. Slandered over falsified statements. Some more lolicon haters up in here. Slagged Fire commented. I'm not going to read all of the names of the animes that he names, but he says, this whole comment section is absolutely filled to the brim with people trying really hard to defend their viewpoint. Personally, I grew up watching anime like Berserk, Elfen Lied, Tears to Tiara, Blood Plus Heroic Age, Morbido, Trigun, Eren, Law of Ueki, and then there's a shit ton more. And then they said, I don't even have a single memory of ever not being disgusted when I saw a lolly character who was even remotely sexualized. Children characters in anime is one thing because obviously we have children in media. Lolly, though, is some weird fringe crap. It creeps me out on an instinctual level. And the term itself is disturbing when you consider the source material that the term was derived from. It's okay as long as they're not real and no one's getting hurt. Sure, but the fact you have to tell yourself and others that is convincing in of itself. I scroll down and I see multiple examples of people deflecting really hard. Glad we got another supporter up in here for MeCanyon, also shitting on the lolicons. That was a good take. Creeps him out on an instinctual level. You're going against your instinct if you're a lolicon. You're going against the natural human instinct. You would never be able to get Ultra Instinct. Goku would not fuck with you. Luffy wouldn't fuck with you. Nobody would fuck with you. There's only a few more comments I want to read through. I'm going to read through all the replies to the one I'm about to show because this one is really fucked up. Almost as bad as Den of Pigs or whatever the fuck that guy's name was. Serial Experiments Low said, I'm not trying to get into a fight, but I don't understand why you have an issue with Lolly when you have been a major sponsor of Bad Dragon, which is an even larger, more extreme equivalent to animals. Lolly is heavily stylized, Bad Dragon isn't. I don't have a problem with either, but I don't get why you have a problem. Sean the Duke replied to this guy and said, Pet spotted. Pet can't understand what furry shit is, LMAO. Then Chad Jr. 2009 said, what about what? Trying to defect anime's pet problem with my subculture. At least our subculture is do its best of becoming less toxic and less stereotypical. Serial Experiments Low said, I don't even know what you're attempting to say. Chad Jr. 2009 replied, I am a furry, you degenerate, and just explain why furries are more evolving than yours. I don't understand why the fuck this guy is trying to compare Bad Dragon, a certain toy company, to pedophilia. No comparison there. You can't compare that shit. Two entirely different subjects. The last thing I'll say about Serial Experiments Low is I think it's fucking insane that their excuse is Lolly is heavily stylized, Bad Dragon isn't. What the fuck? You're trying to consider Lolly. Him saying that Lolly is heavily stylized implies that he sees it as an art form before pedophilia. That's fucking insane. Lock him up with the rest of them. Throw away the key. Throw that fucking key away. Alright, I'm only going to read through a couple more comments here. Baggy Scraggy said, I love reading the comments from lolicons trying to bastardize the message of the video, saying that you were talking about all anime fans when you almost immediately say you're talking about lolicon. Genuinely disgusting people. I agree. Good ass take, Baggy Scraggy. Let them know. They're misconstruing everything the MeCanyon's saying. Next comment. Anime God 66, as an artist and animator, I disagree with everything you said. I like the idea where actions speak louder than words. These artists, animators, never come close to breaking laws, and they are great citizens. Unlike the UK, the US, that actual prey on real children is insane. Female teachers getting away with kids not being spoken of. Social media apps sexualizing girls not being talked about. Why not bring up the movie Cuties? Don't ever step foot in Japan. Okay, well, I hope this guy realizes that pedophilia exists in every part of the world, unfortunately. And to act like it only exists in the UK and the US is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. I also actually have to censor their profile picture because it unfortunately appears to be a lolly in a bikini or some shit. And their name's Anime God 66. That's fucking horrible. And they're proving what Baggy Scraggy just said about them bastardizing everything that MeCanyon is saying. Like, said they never come close to breaking any laws. That's not true, because if it's a depiction of a fucking child, that shit is illegal, whether it's fiction or not. And this guy, it's a perfect example of him cherry picking, acting like because the movie Cuties exists, everyone in the US and the UK are pedophiles. The movie should be banned. I think it definitely should. It should not exist. I never watched it, but I've heard many horrible things about the movie Cuties. And honestly, I mean, let's be real. There's so much fucking lolly that exists from all parts of the world. All lolly should be banned. So should Cuties. Anyway, last comment by... I don't even know how to say that. Bro, why do hate lolly so much? Like, the fact you made a whole ass video about anime and the first thing you talk about is lolicon's hilarious because you're tripping about 2D characters like they're actual real life humans. Kids, and Ilulu doesn't look 8 or 9. She looks like a young adult since she has a job in the show. Bro probably looks at a sponge and starfish and sees SpongeBob and Patrick. So just because somebody has a job, that automatically changes their appearance? It doesn't make sense. She has a job in the show, so that means that she doesn't look 8 or 9. These people, they deserve to also be fucking locked up. Thank you all so much for watching. That's going to be the end of the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and also leave a comment whether you agree with my take or disagree. I want to see what you guys have to say. I'm going to be uploading multiple times a week every week, so make sure you stay tuned for some more commentary.